It's already been 1 week since the release of Marvel Spider-Man 2, and we've already talked about Marvel Spider-Man 3 and its future, and if you haven't watched that video yet, go ahead and check it out. But in this video, we're talking about the updates and future of Marvel Spider-Man 2, from its post-launch support, DLC, and patch updates. So let's start off with the latest update. It seems Marvel Spider-Man 2 Spider Cube incident has been patched, according to Insider Gaming. Now, this actually happened to me. Now, during the final kind of 4 or 5 hours of the game, when I wanted to go and pick a suit, a lot of those suits were just little white boxes. And when you went to wear those suits, you actually became that little white box. Now, you can still swing around and do everything else normally, at least for me anyway, but it was just the fact that my suit was invisible. But now, 1 week later, it seems Insomniac have fixed it. The patch has also fixed the Cuban flag in Miles Morales' room. It seems like Insomniac accidentally put a Cuban flag there, but now they've switched it to the Puerto Rican flag. The patch also addressed an issue where the Amazing 2 suit spider logo appeared too bright, and it also improved stability for the game. So before we talk about DLC, let's talk about some future updates for Marvel Spider-Man 2. Now, Insomniac's Director of Community and Marketing, James Stevenson, has said that they are working on getting a New Game Plus mode ready after its release, alongside a replayable mission feature. He also said in a follow-up tweet that the New Game Plus mode should come by the end of 2023. Now, he didn't mention the mission replayability feature here, so that could end up in 2024. But what would you guys like to see in the New Game Plus mode? Now, I should mention that there are 29 suits from the original Marvel Spider-Man game that didn't make it into Marvel Spider-Man 2. Now, I would absolutely love some, if not all of these suits to be included within a New Game Plus mode for Peter Parker. I think it would definitely incentivize players to actually go and play the New Game Plus mode to unlock some brand new suits for this game. And if they do add these Peter Parker suits, then they have to add some brand new suits for Miles too. Either way, I think they should 100% add some brand new suits to the New Game Plus mode. Let me know in the comment section below, what suits do you want to see in Marvel Spider-Man 2 return to the game, or any brand new suits that weren't in the game from the comics. So now let's talk about upcoming DLC. Now, Marvel Spider-Man 1 from Insomniac actually had its DLC and Season Pass announced pre-launch. However, this time around with Marvel Spider-Man 2, it seems like there is no DLC planned for the immediate future. Because if there were, we probably would have got the same kind of marketing formula as Marvel Spider-Man 1 had with its DLC pre-launch to Spider-Man 2. Now, there are no spoilers right now, but if we look at the side quest for Marvel Spider-Man 2, it did seem like they were going to set up a DLC, if not some storylines within Marvel Spider-Man 3. However, some of the characters set up in the Marvel Spider-Man 2 side quest did seem like it would be more suitable to cover in a DLC chapter for Marvel Spider-Man 2. However, if we look at the upcoming games from Insomniac Games that they are developing right now, it seems like they've got a lot on their plate, and maybe if Spider-Man 2 DLC is just not something they're going to be working on, perhaps they will cover some of these side mission cliffhangers within a second spin-off title like a Miles Morales Part 2, a Venom sequel, or maybe they're just waiting to cover them in a Marvel Spider-Man 3. Right now, Insomniac Games are working on an upcoming Wolverine game that may be released in 2024. There's a potential Miles Morales Part 2 game, there's a potential Venom spin-off game. I've also heard some rumors that they're working on a Marvel multiplayer game. And then of course they've also got plans for Marvel Spider-Man 3. Not to mention they are working on a New Game Plus mode and a mission replayability feature for Marvel Spider-Man 2. So they are working on a ton. Not only that, they could also be working on a Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart sequel too. So maybe this time around we won't be getting a Marvel Spider-Man 2 DLC. But I think if we look at the success of Marvel Spider-Man 2 and being the fastest selling PlayStation exclusive of all time, I think it's more likely that we will be getting a Marvel Spider-Man 2 DLC expansion. So let's go into a little bit of spoilers. So I'm going to give you a heavy spoiler warning right now. If you haven't played or finished Marvel Spider-Man 2, please do not watch this section of the video. So I think the most likely scenario for Marvel Spider-Man 2 DLC is either the Chameleon or Carnage. Now, the Chameleon would definitely fit a DLC because I don't think he could support being a main kind of central figure in the next mainline Marvel Spider-Man game, but perhaps he could be a central villain in Miles Morales Part 2. However, a major villain that I think everyone would be excited to see is Carnage, as they did set him up in the Flame side quest. Now, in Marvel Spider-Man 1, we kind of got Yuri's origin story of becoming the Wraith. With Marvel Spider-Man 2, it would make sense that we do get another Yuri DLC. And a lot of people have speculated that they might want to finish up this symbiote saga in Marvel Spider-Man 2 by finishing it up with Carnage. But I've also heard sides in my comment section of my Marvel Spider-Man 3 video saying that Carnage deserves to be the main villain of his own game. I've heard them say that perhaps Carnage will be in Marvel's Spider-Man 3 and also merge with Norman Osborn, creating the Red Goblin. I think that plotline would be absolutely fantastic, and Carnage is a very murderous, powerful villain. I've heard a lot of people saying that he's 10 times as strong as Venom, but of course the problem with Carnage is we can't retread the steps with the symbiote again. So I think making Carnage a DLC would make sense to wrap up a symbiote storyline. However, I don't think they intend to wrap up a symbiote storyline in this game, because they've already set up the fact that symbiote remnants remain within its host once it's with them for a very long time. But also, after the reveal that the Flame leader is Cletus Cassidy, Yuri did say that they've lost track of him and it may take years to find. So from my point of view, that did set up Carnage for Marvel Spider-Man 3, whether he is part of the main story or a part of a massive side quest. Also, for Marvel Spider-Man 2 DLC, I think we'd have to go a more Miles-centric route, because Peter has become semi-retired by the end of the game. Not fully retired, but he isn't a full-time Spider-Man anymore, whereas Miles Morales is taking that role of being New York's one and only Spider-Man for a long time. So I think having a DLC at all where Peter is playable will devalue the ending of the main storyline, unless they do a 1-year time jump in that DLC explaining what Peter's been doing for 1 year and whether he has been Spider-Man here and there. But make no mistake, Peter Parker is still Spider-Man, and he will be one of the central figures in Marvel Spider-Man 3. But let me know what you think about Marvel Spider-Man 2's DLC situation. Do you see them doing a DLC expansion? I definitely do, because of the massive success of the game, and I definitely hope so. But I also see them waiting for a Miles Morales Part 2 game. But let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about these Marvel Spider-Man 2 updates? Are you excited for a new Game Plus mode, and what suits? Remember, what suits do you want to see in the new Game Plus mode? If you haven't seen my Marvel Spider-Man 3 update video yet, I'll leave it in the description and pinned comment section below, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Take care, guys.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind.